Thanks for tuning in to another episode of Walden Art, and today I'm going to show you how to letter a comic book title font. Okay, so a company contacted me. This company, they're called Gator Guard, right over here. Okay, Gator Guard. They make these nice acrylic display for your comic books. They're like a nice hard acrylic. When you get them, it looks like this. Yeah, so it's a slab that you put a comic book inside, and then you just close it, and then you can choose your own little screws and then put different colors and attach it. So like for this one, this piece, I had a green color screw, so it matches this, and then this metallic print that I have of my own work, I put black little screws over here. So it looks pretty cool, like once you put your comic book inside. But I'm going to talk to you about how I lettered this piece. So first, I drew it first. Here's like a preliminary drawing. You can see that, a preliminary drawing of the amazing case. And then when I was done sketching it out and it looked okay, I started penciling it in. I would draw it in right over here. So right here, this was how it looks like. I would draw grid lines, and I would draw everything with a ruler. The amazing case. And after it was done, I would just take my time and start getting the repeatograph technical pins, and I'll show you how to do that, what kind of tools I will use, and the process of me lettering this title font. So without further ado, let's check out this video. Okay, so I'm gonna letter this amazing case. Here's the artwork. But before I do that, let me show you the pencils. So originally I drew this. I have grid lines and everything. Amazing case right over here. And what I've done, I scanned this on a computer, and I made a printout in blue. So when I ink it, the blue doesn't show up. So here's the original pencils for this piece of artwork. The title of this is called Amazing Case. And then here's the blue line that I created. I went ahead and inked in all these first to get that out of the way. So when I'm inking titles, I would use the green one. This one's, what size is this? This one is a size 3/80. It's called no repeatograph. And the first thing I'll do is I'll use a template, and I'll ink in all the curved areas. This part usually takes a while. So just take your time and find the correct shapes. So right over here. And sometimes if the shape doesn't match, what I'll do is I just shift it a little bit. So I'm going to use this one. I'm going to ink this part first. Right here, and I'm going to shift this a little bit, because your templates aren't always going to match perfectly. So we have that there. And with this tip, usually it lays down a lot of ink. It takes a little bit to dry. So what I'll do is I'll continue lettering, but I'll levitate the template that I'm using. I don't actually place it down on the artwork so it doesn't smear it or smudge it. Okay, so there's that curve over there. Okay, sometimes I will go back and then I'll thicken up the line to make it smooth. Okay, and then right over there. So that's the C. Then I'm gonna start using a ruler. The pennies I have underneath these ruler is raised. It gives it a beveled edge. And then right here is still wet, so I'm putting my ruler right here so it doesn't smear the ink. Okay, most lettering with comic books are done on the computer these days, but if you want to learn traditional, this is the way to do it. Okay, so that one there is still wet. And I'm gonna look for other curves. Okay, I'm gonna work on the G next. So I'm gonna find the right shape here. So I'll move my template around until I find the shape that I need. And you're not always gonna get the perfect shape. Keep in mind that letter C is still wet. So I'm just gonna turn this around this way so my template doesn't smudge this area that much. Okay, so right over here, I'm gonna find the G. Gonna do that partial arc here. And then shift this up a little bit and then work on the G on the top. right there. Okay, and then I'm going to ink the inside. Find the right template first. Okay, that one. We'll hold this, and at the same time, I'm drawing on a table that's inclined. That's why, like this table, like my table is around 45 degrees, so when I let go, it just falls down. So right here, I'm gonna look for. Let me see. So I have this template. I'm gonna see if I have a. What I'll do is I'll put an eraser on the table, and then this will keep it from sliding. So I have other templates that I have next to me. I have a variety of sizes, and let's see which one works better. This one's not gonna work. This one, so maybe one of these two. One of these two templates is gonna work. Put the eraser aside, and then let's see if these template will fit this one. This one looks pretty good over here, so I'm gonna use this one. This one is what is it? 25 degrees. 25 degrees template, and I'm gonna find the right shape. Okay, a little bit larger. This one looks like a good shape. Okay, so I'm gonna ink a partial, maybe over here. This one looks better. So right over here, I'm gonna ink a partial line. I'm gonna shift my template a little bit, and then go like that, and then turn the artwork around again, making sure this area is dried. Because when you're inking, you want to be as precise as possible. Because if you make a mistake, you're gonna have to pull out the white out. You don't want to pull out the white out because that's just extra work. Okay, find the right shape, then ink that in, and then the top part. Find the top part, ink that in, shift it around. Okay, none of these are gonna work. So I'm gonna take this template to find the right shape. Okay, this one right here, this one looks like it's gonna work. So I'm gonna flow through that line. There we go. And then ink in the rest of the letters. And let me zoom in so you guys have a better view. Okay, right over here. Again, see, my pennies are here. So I'm putting this on top of the ink area that's still wet, so this won't smudge it. The pennies are raised in between. I just use your basic tape and just taped it there. So put this here. Make sure the area is dried. When you're inking, always be mindful of where you last inked, and to see if your ruler can reach that way. And here's a G. Okay, and then the next curve I'm gonna do for this logo is the letter S. Okay, this one's gonna be a little bit more tricky. Even drawing it in pencil, I was a little bit shaky, but with the inks, I have to be as accurate as I can. So right before that, I'm gonna take a little towel and wipe off the tip. Make sure it's very clean, because if your tip is kind of has ink on the side, it's gonna drag some of the ink. So right over here, I'm gonna find the right size. Make sure I find one that works well. Just a lot of trial and error. Okay, right over here, this one looks like it's gonna work. So right over here, I'm gonna start inking this line, the S. Okay, that one looks pretty good. I'm gonna shift it a little bit, and then ink the other side. When I say shift, I'm shifting the template with my left hand. Okay, and then I'm building on that line. That you can see the ink on this is really wet right now. So I'm gonna go back on the other side, use the same degree. Okay, make sure I don't smudge. I'm levitating the template with my left hand. Okay, right here, this one looks good. I'm gonna start here. This, make it thicker, a little bit. Okay, there we go. Okay, And then right in here, I'm going to see if I can find that shape. This one's going to be a little bit more trickier. Okay, you can freehand this, but I like this to be as accurate as I can. So I'm going to ink this line. Okay, since I've done it on that side, I'm going to use the same curve. Which one? I think it's this one. Okay, I'm inking this line. Okay, and then right here, I'm going to follow through, finish up this line. And then on this side, I'm going to finish up this line. Here we go. That was tough. Okay. And go back and then touch up some of the areas and make it smooth. Okay, find the right curve. There we go. That was really, really tricky. And then right over here, I'm going to ink this S here. And then on this side, ink in here. Okay, so far so good. So all the hard part is done. I'm going to do all the easy parts. So still wet here. Still wet here. So I'm going to start working on the bottom part. So make sure these line up here. The C and the S. This one lines up. And then I want to ink this E. And you can go back and then make some lines thicker. Sometimes I'll pivot my inking tool. I'll go like this. Okay, if that area is still wet, I'm going to turn it around so my ruler doesn't smudge any areas. Okay, so let's see if it's still wet. Yeah, still wet. Still wet. I'm going to ink in this A right here. So you see me shifting the ruler a lot. It's only because I'm trying to make sure I don't touch an area that's still wet. You can, stop inking and then wait for it to dry, but you don't want to waste that much time. Okay, inking this. So these are all the horizontal lines, and make sure this shift connects over. S, C, and now the A over here. And then here. Okay, so there we have the case. I'm going to use my larger ruler. I'm going to start inking the bottom of this. Make sure it lines up with this G over here. So right here. Going to make it like this. Okay, here's this part, the end. Just go all the way through. I'm not going to ink one letter at a time. This will ensure that all my letters are the same height. Just go all the way across. Okay, and then by the time I'm done here, it's gonna work on the bottom. See, I have to make sure it's dry on the bottom. Okay, lightly work on the middle of the A letters, which is right here. Make sure it lines up with this side. Okay, pick up this. Shift it down. Okay, there's a letter Z over here. I'm going to ink that line. I'm doing all the horizontal lines first. Okay, make sure it matches up. And after that, the bottom of the letters, make sure it matches that G over there. And then here's the A. A right here. Amazing. So this is a homage to the comic book Amazing Fantasy issue 15, the first appearance of Spider-Man. And this project I'm doing is for a company called Gator Guard. They're making acrylic protectors for comic books, and they contacted me and asked me if I'd be interested in working on the artwork for all the Gator Guard packages. So this is going to be a lot of fun. Okay, so that's the bottom of the letters. So far so good. Amazing case. Okay, now I'm gonna work on that Z over here. Okay, make sure it's dried. Okay, so far so good. Now I'm going to continue with this ruler. Okay, make sure everything's dry before I start inking. So usually when I'm looking to see if it's dry, I'll look at it in an angle, and then if there's a sheen on the ink, that means it's still wet. So right now it's still wet. I don't want to make any mistakes on this, so I'm just gonna take my time on this. Okay, I can also levitate the ruler with my fingers with my left hand. So right now I'm levitating the ruler. I'm making this line. Okay. And here's the E. E. Okay, the letter A. And then later on, underneath each letter, there's like a shadow. We're going to use another pin tip size because I just want the top of the letters, the first letter, to have a thicker outline, a bolder outline. So I'm using this green columnar repeatograph. And if you're interested, I'll add links below to, if you want to order a set of these repeatograph pins, you can order that as well. Okay, as case. And then I'm going to ink in some of these other letters. So while this area is drying, I'm gonna try to stay away from that area, and I'll ink these other letters that's furthest away. Okay, so here's the M. Ink this. Okay, so at first, the pin tip caught some fiber and it made some of the lines shaky. So I just wiped my pin tip on a rag to get rid of all the fibers that stuck on the tip of the pin, for the paper fiber. Okay, I'm going to continue inking this. So as I'm inking these letters that's going down this way, I'm letting this area dry. The letter A. Okay, and then this letter here. Oh, shake this a little bit. Okay, and then I'm checking to see if those letters are dry. Looks like it's dry, so I'm just going to turn it this side, and I'm going to continue inking the rest of the letters. Okay, you can hold your repeatograph pin straight up 90 degrees, and then you can ink that line as well to get a really nice bold line, or you can just whatever you're comfortable with. So I'm going to continue working on the rest of them. Okay, so you see how that line broke up? It's because there's some fiber that was connected to the tip. So what I'll do is I'll get a rag and I'll just clean some of the fiber off. And then after that, you can give your tip, excuse me, you can give this a shake, or you can just tap the top. And usually after you tap it, the ink will start flowing better again. Okay, line up your ruler here. And then ink that line. Okay, and then we're going to work on this letter. Okay, so with using these repeatograph color pins, you don't really need to press too hard on it. If you press too hard, the ink isn't going to flow as well. Just glide the pin across gently, like this. No need. Unlike using a pencil where you're pressing hard, these repeatograph color pins, you don't really need to press that hard. Okay. So here we're going to continue on with the letters, and then the top layer is almost done. Here we go. Here's this one. Then we're going to continue here. Anyway, that's an amazing case. So now I'm done with this one. I'm going to start inking the words on the bottom. So put this one away. And then for the bottom, I'm going to use this size, the red one, the columnar repeater. This one is size 2/0.6. See that? Okay. So here, again, clean the tip first. Okay, and then I'm going to find all the curves again. So back to using the template. We're going to find the right curves, make sure the right curves are here. Okay, we're going to use this curve right over here. Okay, this one looks good. This one looks good. Maybe this one. Yeah, this one looks good. So I'm going to start here. Shift. I'm going to move my hand a little bit. Cheat a little bit and draw that line. So there's that S. And then I'm going to ink the S on this side. Right over here. That part. Okay. The C. Let me see if I drew the C correctly. The C should be coming out here, coming here, and then coming down here. Like that. Should be more like this. So I'm drawing on top of my pencil to make sure the letters are correct. It should be more like that. Okay, so right over here. So I'm just using curve here and in here and in there. Okay. Okay, find the same curve as the original C right over there. Get a smaller one and then ink this part right over here. And then the bottom part, I'm gonna see if I can find the same curve. This one looks good. I'm gonna shift it a little bit. I'm gonna ink this part going from here to here. Okay, and then we're gonna work on this letter G over here. Find the same curve. This one looks good. I'm just gonna shift it a little bit. Maybe get a larger one. Shift it. I think that one's better. Shift it here. Just ink that in. Okay, and then we're gonna work on this part. So that one, I remember I used the 25-degree template. I think this is the one. Okay. Find that same curve earlier, right over here. Just shift it, move it around, see which one works best. Looks like, I think this one works best. Right over here. Here we go. So all the hard part is done. Okay, we're gonna continue with the rest of the lettering. Over here. And then the pencil I inked in earlier, we can just erase it later. The blue line, we don't really need to erase that. When we scan this artwork on blue line, it doesn't really pick up any of the blue. So here I'm going to ink in all the bottom letters. Make sure it aligns. Go. Okay. Gonna ink in all the horizontal lines just like before. I'm gonna do a double check, make sure everything is dry before I put my glue on top of it. Here's the E. Well, yes, so with inking, you want to be as precise as you can with the inking. Take your time, don't rush, don't smudge your work. Smudging your work, not only will it look messy, but you're also creating extra work because you need to white out your work. So right here, I'm gonna shift this down a little bit to draw the rest, to ink in the rest of the letters, the shadow underneath. I'm gonna ink in the rest of them here. And then I'm gonna turn it around. Okay, make sure everything's dried. Match up that G, and then ink in the bottom of the shadow letters. Just go all the way across. There we go. Use my smaller ruler. Ink in the rest of the horizontal lines. Match up the two letter A's. Okay, here's another horizontal letter right over here. There we go. And while that whole row is kind of drying, I'm going to go on an area that I know that is already dry. So I will do any smudging, so it won't smudge anything. Okay, so right over here, I'm going to continue on here. Ink that part, ink that line here. Okay, try to be as neat as you can when you're hand lettering, especially when you're doing logos. Take your time, be very patient, don't rush. You can rush when you're drawing in pencil, but when you're inking, try to be as precise as you can. Okay, and then here's this part. Okay, I'm gonna go and ink the bottom row of letters. Okay, my hand, I'm trying not to touch the letters over here. Yeah, with comic book art, around 19, maybe 2000s, all comic books were lettered by hand. And then later on, publishers discovered computers, and then they started having the lettering part, the lettering aspect of lettering done on a computer. I'm going to shift this a little bit. Shift here, shift there. So what I did there to achieve that was I used the template. I'm shifting around while I'm making it. Okay. Okay, and then here's this one. Here's the S. And then this one here. Okay, so the case is all lettered. Now I'm gonna work on this area. Okay, so I just lettered this. Yeah, be mindful that you don't smudge. So I'm gonna ink this side. Okay. My right hand's paying attention to these bottom letters so I don't smudge it. Okay, line it up here, the letter A. Okay. There's that. And we're almost done with the lettering. So I do hope you enjoy this part of the video. Please like, share, and subscribe to my channel. Check out some of my other videos for more tutorials about working in comics, how to ink, how to draw, and then this one here, how to letter. Please subscribe if you haven't done so already. Share with your friends. And thank you for watching this video. Until next time, be good, keep practicing. Practice with the art. The more you work on something, the better you get. And then here it is, the lettered amazing case. Okay, I'm gonna get an eraser, just erase some of the pencils over here. Here's the pencils I drew in. Make sure it's dry before you erase, because I've erased stuff that was partially dried and it would create a big smudge. And there you have it, the title for Amazing Case letter with repeater graph pins. There you go. That's the whole completed lettering of the title. So let's see how it looks over here. Right over here, all lettered, nice and neat. See, look at that, very cool. So again, if you want to check out this company, I'll add links below for Gator Guard, links right below. Nice display cases you can order from there. If you like this video, please like, share, and subscribe. If you haven't done so already, please hit the notification button so you can get any videos alert sent to you when I upload new videos. So until then, keep on drawing, keep on making art. Stay tuned for the next episode because I'll be doing more tutorials, and I'll also be talking about how I've done the inking on each specific piece. So here we go. Take care, I'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.